LR phase shift control. A figure shows the circuit for the RL phase shift control. Now it consists of one step-down transformer whose secondary windings is centered there. Now one variable resistance R and the fixed resistance L is connected in the series. Now this series combination is connected to the secondary winding of the transformer. Here you can see this series combination is connected to the A and B point of the secondary winding of the transformer. So here as shown in this vector diagram, this AB, it is nothing but the voltage drop across the winding. That means the voltage drop across terminal A and B of the secondary winding. Now when we are applying single phase voltage to the primary windings, an EMF induced in the secondary winding. So now due to this EMF, current I is flow through this circuit. Now it is led, this current I is led by the applied voltage V, because this combination is consist of resistance and the inductor. That means RL series circuit. So alpha, it is nothing but it is an angle between applied voltage and current passing through this circuit. Now when the current passing through this resistance, there is a voltage drop. There is a voltage drop occurs in the resistance. So it is in the phase of current. So here BD, it is nothing but the voltage drop in this resistance. Now the same current passing through this inductor. So in inductor also voltage drop occurs, which is 90 degree out of phase with this variable voltage drop in this resistance. So here you can see this is the A and D, it is nothing but the voltage drop across the inductor. Here you can see there is a 90 degree angle between this voltage drop in resistance, that means VR. Now next we are using the center trap transformer. So here AC is equal to BC, because we are getting same voltage with reference to this C point. Here phi, it is nothing but it is a phase angle between applied anode voltage to the gate cathode voltage. So it is most important. What is phi? Phi, it is nothing but it is a angle between, phase difference between the anode voltage and the gate voltage. Now if we change the value of this resistance R, ultimately it changes the voltage drop across this resistance. So the voltage drop across this BD is varied. Obviously it is varied. Now let me see, we can write tan alpha. Here we can write tan alpha is equal to AD divided by BD. AD divided by BD. So we can write tan alpha is equal to IXL divided by IL. Now alpha is equal to tan inverse omega L by R. Omega L, it is here I cancel XL, that means 2 pi FL divided by R. Now as already we have seen, AC is equal to CB. So the phi, it is nothing but 2 alpha. Phi, it is nothing but 2 alpha. So just put the value of this alpha in this equation. So your equation becomes phi is equal to 2 inverse in the bracket omega L by R. Now as the value of this series resistance R increases, the voltage drop across this resistance VR is equal to I into R is also increasing, which decreases the value of phi. That means and it reduces the current ID, it increases the current IDC. So if we change the value of the resistance, that means increase the value of the resistance, which increase the voltage drop across the resistance. Due to this, the angle between the phi it is nothing but the angle between anode voltage and gate voltage is decreases, which increase the current IDC. Now next, the LR phase shift control using saturable core reactor. So now here you can see that the saturable core reactor consists of a three limb laminated core. Three limb here consist of three limb laminated core. So now, as shown in this figure, two windings are wound on the outer limbs. So here this is the outer limb, and this is called gate winding. This is called gate winding. Now this winding is connected to the AC supply. Now the central limb of this one winding is wound, as shown. One winding is wound on the central limb of the laminated core, which is called controlled winding. And it is connected to the DC supply. Now both gate windings connected in series or parallel. Here there are two windings, so we can connect either in series or either in parallel as per our requirement. But it is connected in such a way that so whatever the net flux produced in the central limb is zero. So it is connected in such a way that whatever net flux produced in the central limb is zero, and there is no AC EMF voltage induced in this controlled winding. Now here we can see when there is no there is no DC current passing through this winding. Here you can see there is no DC current passing, when the DC current passing through this DC winding is increased, it will saturate the core, which reduce the inductance of the gate winding. What happens when the current passing through this DC current passing through this control winding is increased, which saturate the core, and the inductance of the gate winding is decreased. So to get anode and gate voltage, if the shift required between anode and gate voltage, here anode and gate voltage, we are using variable inductor. Gate windings is used as a variable inductor. So it is most important to get the phase shift between anode and gate voltage. This gate winding is used as a variable inductor. So as shown in this vector diagram, if we are increasing the value of the control current is increased, the core is saturated and inductance is decreased. Now due to this reduction of this inductance, that means L, it will change the XL, inductive reactance. So IXL drop is also decreases, which decreases in the phase angle phi 1. Phase angle phi, or you can write only phi. So the current IDC is increases with decreasing in the firing angle phi 1.